my students too, and she said to me, it's those little things. Like I can read all day long about it. I can put things on on the social media all about it and write all those quotes out, but it's the simple things. It's the actual sitting and doing. But again, 7 minutes, really? Yeah, really. 7 minutes. You can extend it. And generally what happens, I know for me, like I don't want to stop, But you can. And then the more you do it, like even those early morning hours, I set my alarms early. I don't always get out of bed right away, but then I go into like running my energy and breathing, and now we have yoga stuff to do in bed as well. Like there's so much to do. Actually, Emily does a lot of posting about yoga in bed, but there's things that you can do before you wake up that you can actually bring in messages to. But you do need to, I think, start with a little bit more formal practice, and then you have informal opportunities throughout your whole day. Because we want to do that. We don't want to just keep it into a little tent, or Susan. We want to be able to have that, but we want to bring it out into our everyday life. So when you have people that you're working with, when you have contracts, when you're making those relationships with people, you can get a sense of who they are. Check in with yourself. How does my gut feel about this? I don't know if I want to work with this person. Nah. What just happened? You discounted your gut, right? But these are the things we need, because you have the right to say, no, thank you. No, I don't want to trade with you. I don't want to work with you. And if you tune into that part of your body that you're getting that message from, and generally those tune-ins are going to be like the heart, the third chakra, the gut, that there. If you're getting it just from here, sometimes that can be just a little bit too much logical. And that's the ego again coming in. And I admit there's a little bit of a line between there, but the more you work with your intuition, the more you're going to be able to distinguish, is this ego or is this intuition? Fear-based energy is a lot of times the ego. Oh, I shouldn't do that. No, it's not going to work. Nobody's going to believe me. Nobody's doing it. I'm different. I get that one all the time for myself. I've had to deal with that one. Right? Like, okay, so what? Put it aside. That's just my ego getting in my way. You can talk yourselves out of things easily, right? But the more we tune into the intuition, the more we're going to feel better, the more we're going to drop the anxiety and the anxiousness and feel calmer, because that's what this work will do. Who can't use that, right? In our society, we're geared for the go, go, go. But there is so much power in slowing down. There's so much power in tuning into yourself. Who knows yourself better than you? We can seek guidance. We can seek help. I still work with teachers. I have guides. I have teachers. I have healers. But in the end, who's the best one to make the decision for you? You are. Yeah. But if we only just read about it and we don't stop and sit and do the work, we're still just reading about it. We're not into that literacy part of it. We're not into that really part of how you can apply this into your life. Right? And I know there's a lot of resistance down here. We're in the Bible Belt. I know that. But whether you want to look at it as woo or not, science is showing this stuff is working. And again, like I said, in the workplace, you're going to hear more referred to as gut instinct. Like the guy I met downstairs talking about his Merrill Lynch test. What's the difference? Gut instinct just sounds a little bit less woo than intuition or spirituality, right? But we don't have to have either of those. We don't have to make a judgment about either of them. We can just accept the fact that we have the ability to tap in. And the more we tap in and the more we start to trust that inner guidance, you're going to feel stronger and more grounded in who you are. You're going to feel the depth of energy. You're not going to be riding on the surface level trying to make decisions. You're going to have that strength to draw from. And again, like we were saying, like Brett, like, okay, I heard the words. Start paying attention to what you hear. That's important. That's key. I saw. Start paying attention to what you see. And there are other examples. I mean, there's other tools that I teach in my program, like specific ways to build each of those different clairs, as I call them. But start paying attention to the five senses. That's how we bring it in. And that really is key. When we pay attention to our senses, we start trusting what we have, write it down, especially in the beginning. Otherwise, it's going to be fleeting, you're going to doubt it, you're going to find reasons not to believe it. But when you go back and you say like, oh my God, I wrote this just happened, right? And it could be 3 weeks later, but if you don't write it down, you have nothing to refer to. Because that's really how intuition is. It gives you little signs along the way, and as I think, Susan, you were saying, it gets louder and louder and louder if you don't pay attention to it. Yeah. But when it comes in really loud and with a lot of like fear-based, and that, again, that's more of your ego. But your imagination is key. The more imaginative you are, the better. The more imaginative, the more things you can visualize and see and have fun with, the better it's going to be. It really is. And that's how we grow that. And even that last tool that we did, like really work with that third eye. Because even though you may see or may hear or may feel, the seeing, you can really train that. And that visualization is great. Jen and I were having a conversation about the law of attraction, the secret, and how like putting out those intentions. That's what we do. Put them out from here, not here. Right? Visualize yourself in the morning. Like I've been doing this little makeup routine. I'll tell a little secret about myself. Like, I don't have no makeup. It's my little face, right? And it's like, oh, I hate to do this. It's like, okay, forget that. In the morning, as I'm putting on, listen to Abraham Hicks. Listen to something inspiring so that gives you those extra 15 minutes putting on makeup instead of like, oh, this is a chore. Today's a good day. That's where I got that from. Abraham Hicks, today is a good day to start my work without any preconceived notions, without the past coming in. Right? So you can do these kind of things and put those into your everyday life too, and that's going to help you build this skill. Yeah. Comments, questions? Can we do it?
Yes, we can.
Can you see how this can help you in situations where you don't need to be? Get out. Take more control of your own power. Yeah. Definitely. Any other observations? How about our secret spaces? Did you get a chance to check them out? They can be as simple or as elaborate as you want. You can have a tent or even a closet. I have several people that work with closets. Closets are fine. Just come out of it. Right? And again, like Lauren said, if you have too many, don't be, if you feel you're spacey, then consolidate into one. Definitely. Yeah. And change them up, clean them up. I noticed yesterday pulling everything out. Oh, I need to do a little dusting. Another thing, right? Yeah. Dusting, get rid of papers, clutter, all that is really important, and that's going to help you. And then again, when you go to your space, when you sit there, you're going to feel good. You're going to feel more empowered and trusting, and that's what we want to do. We want to build these skills. Because it will grow, I promise you. I promise you, if you sit every day, you are going to build it. You don't have to be gifted, you don't have to be special, you don't have to inherit your mother's third generation, whatever. I mean, it helps if you do, that's great. And you'll hear people say that, oh, I have my mother, grandmother's gifts. Well, okay, great, repractice them. You know? And you can be gifted in this. Yeah, Linda.
How can clutter impact it?
Oh my gosh, clutter can be all messy, right? And then you're going to have a messy mind. And the way to see is clean up and see how you feel. Because I'm one of those, I'm an artist, I have to admit, and I got my jewelry out, and I got all my beads everywhere, but every once in a while I got to stop, and I got to clean up, and then I start again. And it feels so good, right? Clean up. I tend to write a lot, so I have to clean out all my papers too, same thing. When you clean up, like that's actually what I'm going to do the rest of the day, is like just clean up my space, clean up. And I'm that way, I work big. Like I have all my different projects, that's an artist, I'm not gonna fight it, I'm gonna own it. But then you need to start again and clear up that energy. But if you really wanna see how that affects yourself, clean up your place. And you'll notice a huge difference. Because clutters clutter the mind too. Yeah. And it gets to be where like, I can't do anything, but gosh, a couple weeks ago I was cleaning up too, it's like, I need to do this more often, it feels so good. It feels so clean, I feel more organized, I feel more grounded. Anybody else? Questions on any of the exercises? Clarity? Anything?
So the second one, I didn't understand that we were looking for symbols or...
So the second one was indirect symbols. Yeah. So there are some people that get messages, kind of like your graphic designers, your artists, they're going to maybe see, right? And so if that's you, then you might want to have colored pencils or something, and you can draw. But even like you might see an exit sign, and you're like, I don't know what that means right then. But again, when you come back later, like, oh, it is time to exit this job. And you'll go back like, oh shit, I just brought that in, right? Like, right? So again, to me, the best thing is not to analyze it right after you do it. Close your journal, go away. Right? Go for a hike, and then you'll bring in more. I bring in, I can't even tell you how much I bring in my hike. I actually speak into my recorder on my hikes. Yeah, and I'll do that too, like I'm trying to write an article or something, and I just have a block, like, okay, time to go for a hike, and then the minute I start walking, here it is, and I just blob it right into my recorder, right? Work's done, yeah. But don't try to analyze it right away. Come back to it, because then you might just feel frustrated, like, I don't know what this means, you know? And you can work with cards. I teach cards. I'm probably gonna have a new tarot card class coming up, but same thing with the cards. Like, just write it down. Especially if you're trying to learn a deck, like, write down. What is your meaning? What is the book meaning? Come back to it later. And you'll be surprised. Susan. Just a joke with her. Yeah. All right, I have thoroughly enjoyed myself. I'm so glad you guys were here today. I really love teaching it. It just makes it all better for everybody. I really do. So we're gonna do the conclusion. What is the number one thing you need to do?
Practice.
So I challenge you, start with a week, every day, 7 minutes. If you can't do 7, do 1, and then come back to 7. Journal a little bit, and notice what happens. All right, so let's just close the circle, taking a moment, close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Return to that image of you in that radiant light. Trust. Trust in your own inner guidance. Trust those gut feelings. Get to know your senses. Get to know your gifts. Let those gifts become your superpower. You're strong. You're radiant. You're light. Your energy. Release the energy out into the world. As Marianne Williamson says, there's no reason to play small. Let your light shine so that others around you can do the same. Trust your gut. As you build your intuition and the spiritual literacy for your life. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, just release all the energy out. As you take this out into the world. Practical way, making better decisions. Know your spirit. Thank you again for joining us. To your spirit. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll do this again.